It was a good
meeting of the
basis
Conservation Commission will stand and salute the flag, please. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for participating.
That's about where I am.
Yeah, that's your math level.
Okay, we have soil permit, A.J. Potter, 604 Main Road, number 454.
Mr. Chairman, this is the renewal time of year. This is A.J. Potter and Son, 604 Main Road, soil permit number 454. The applicant owner has submitted a request to renew the stockpile and transfer permit number 454 for 1 year. The parcel is used for the storage and sale of sand, loam, and stone. The site is in good working order. Recommendations for the board, the commission, the Westport Conservation Commission, Soil Conservation Board should approve the soil permit number 454 for 1 year, and that's for 604 Main Road.
All right, we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Jake, second from Phil. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Next we have proposed construction 833C American Legion Highway, number 490, soil permit.
Mr. Chairman, propose the construction 833C American Legion Highway, soil permit number 490. The applicant owner has submitted the request to renew the stockpile soil and transfer permit number 490 for 1 year. This parcel is used for the storage and sale of sand, loam, and stone. The site is also in good working order. Recommendations, the Westport Conservation Soil Conservation Board should approve the soil permit number 490 for 1 year for Reposa construction.
Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion from Jake.
Second.
Second from Kevin. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, next we have septic repairs for Sharon Reposa, 1044 Main Road. Mark, how are you tonight?
Very good. How are you, gentlemen?
Excellent, thank you.
Phil beat me down in his fourth health capacity this morning, so I'm a bit weakened, but I'll be okay.
That's a common theme, Phil. I don't know.
Yeah, just doing my job, boys.
All right. Ready.
Very good. I'm Mark Roberts, Analysis and Design Engineering. I'm here representing Sharon Reposa, the property located 1044 Main Road. This is a septic repair replacing a failed cesspool. The property that I've shown here on the plot plan, we've got about 19,000 and change square feet for the lot. Cesspool is being abandoned. We're replacing the cesspool with a armless sand filter type system, pre-treated by an Advantex pre-treatment unit. We've got a 1,500-gallon 2-compartment tank discharging to the Advantex treatment compartment, discharging by pump, obviously, up to a bottomless sand filter. We've located that bottomless sand filter so that we're maintaining a minimum of 50 feet setback from the bordering vegetated wetlands, and I'm also maintaining the 100-foot setback from the wells in the vicinity. That left me a very small area up here in the north corner of the property to position a BSF, so we do have a denitrification style system. Erosion controls include a straw wattle that's giving us setbacks. We've got about a 40-foot no activity associated with the erosion control barriers. The Advantex system, BSF lies about 55 feet from the bordering vegetated wetland, the septic tank approximately 84, and the Advantex system 82 from the BVW limit shown on the plan. And again, that straw wattle does provide us erosion controls and a no activity buffer of approximately 40 feet. So that's the small area that we had to do it. We're maximizing compliance with Title V and regulation. And again, this is a denitrification style system to replace the cesspool. That's all, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, this is Sharon Reposa, 1044 Main Road. This is a request for determination of applicability filed by Analysis and Design Engineering. Mark Rodricks is here tonight. Report date is August 7th, 2023. Site visit was also on August 7th, 2023. The applicant has filed to construct a new on-site sewage disposal system for the site at 1044 Main Road. The work is proposed greater than 50 feet from the wetland line with the new leaching field. The septic tank and Advantech system will be further at approximately 80 feet. All work is within the existing lawn area. The erosion controls will be installed. Below the work location will be the limit of all work. As Mark mentioned, this is a buffer zone activity. Recommendations for this project: the Westport Conservation Commission should approve the repair with a negative box 3 determination, Mr. Chairman.
No questions, Mark?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Not a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion from Jake, second from Phil. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous. Thank you, Mark.
Good evening.
You too. Okay, Christopher Horta, 50 Sylvania Lane, Sylvana Lane, Street. Excuse me. This is also an RDA for septic.
Sylvana,
Sylvana.
yes.
Sylvania light bulbs.
So, well, you're pretty close.
How are you tonight?
For the record, my name is George Ayub. I designed a septic system for Christopher and Michelle Horta. I have a reduced plan here, easier for you to read. And kind of color too also.
Thank you. Thanks. Trying to woo the crowd.
What's an hour?
He's pulling in Allen. What's that? Sylvana's off Gifford Road. Right before Macomb was Sylvana. Kyle Jacob goes off the end of it, yeah. Yep. On the right, correct.
Whenever you're ready, George.
Okay, thank you. As you see, we have an existing 3-bedroom house, and that has a failing septic system. There are some wetlands in the back along the property line, and there's a stockade fence in the back also. We will be using the siltation fence, siltation fence in the back to protect the area. This proposed system will meet the state and town requirements. We're not asking for any variances. The leaching field is greater than 50 feet from, about 51.7 feet from the wetland line and the fence property line. There are 2 leaching type structures on the property that will be removed. Unfortunately, this is the only area where we can place the septic system. I'm clearing all the wells, and the wells are in the front. We're clearing all the wells 100 feet. We're not asking for any variance. Only if you could see that small area, I shade in red shaded area, this will be graded over there, but a couple of inches of loam and seed, and that's it. Basically, the entire area will be leached. It will be graded after and loam and seeded. And that's it to it. Hopefully we get negative determination.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members, Christopher Horter, 50 Sylvana Street, is a request for determination of applicability. George Ayub is representing. August 8, 2023 is the report date. The site visit was also on August 8, 2023. Description of the work: the applicant has filed to repair the on-site sewage disposal system within the existing lawn. The wetland area is behind the stockade fence in the rear of the lot. The new sewage disposal system, it's a Presby design, will be installed 51 feet away from the fence. Existing leaching pits will be pumped and filled. Proposing to use the existing tank located behind the home, and the existing erosion controls will be installed, as George mentioned, along that rear fence. This is a buffer zone activity. Recommendations: the Westport Conservation Commission should issue a negative box 3 determination for this sewage disposal repair.
Any questions, George? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
I'm just wondering, the wetland line exactly corresponds with the property line and the fence in the back there?
Yes.
Was that filled years ago when you could do that or something? And it seems funny it would be such a
There's
quick.
a trapped area between the properties. There's actually
Yeah.
someone's backyard on the opposing side. So
Yeah.
both properties are kind of fenced in, so this area is like trapped behind the fencing. So is this a BVW? It may be if it flows, but it is coincidental because of his fence, the way he has it, right across the rear of the property.
Any other questions? If not, a motion?
Move to issue a negative box 3 determination.
Second. Second.
I second it.
Phil and Jason. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Okay, next on the agenda, we have a hearing for Stephen Lane, notice of intent, 0 Horseneck Road, upgrade Forestry Road to access road for underground electric and stormwater management. Thank you, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Okay, Len Potter here for Stephen Lane. The property is located on Horseneck Road, adjacent to the Lee Tripp property at 442. And she would be up here to the north, and Brooks Burlingame is the house right next door. And this is his property right in here to the south. There's no number on this property. So I checked with the assessors and there's no number issue. The lot consists of a long meadow from Horseneck Road all the way up to the rear of this property, which goes beyond the area of construction by another 800-900 feet. So the property belonged to Paul Gay. The property came before the commission in the application for a solar farm. And then all that fell through. Mr. Lane bought the property and he just wishes to build a home way back up in here. All this area right in here is open meadow all the way to here, at the stone wall. And then here, when you enter into the woodland, there's an existing, woods path. The property was and is under a forestry permit. So I upgraded the road with an RDA to let them get up in there in the wintertime, so on and so forth. But that path goes, I think it continues right on to Division Road, but not on this property, it jumps. But regardless, the problem is, we're gonna enter the wooded area, which is from here going to the east, along that same wood road. But that wood road's only about 10 feet wide in places, so we wanna widen that to a full 12 feet. And we need to raise the road bed and allow water to run into swales, riprap swales on both sides of the road to absorb the water from the runoff. The wetlands line is in green here, it's all the way up along here, makes a loop up into here and back up and on to the north of the Tripp property. On the south side, it comes up right along the existing path and cuts across here. The intent now is there is no flowing water. There's a pond hole on the south side that would run to the north. So we're providing 2 18-inch pipes and spill it into the wetlands on this side. Well, they're equalizing problems. But 2 18-inch pipes will certainly handle any major flow of water. What we did is we're showing the road to the full 12-foot width. He'd like to bring power lines up on the ground, so we need some room to put the power line off the edge of the property, so the road gets widened a little bit more to the to the north. Consequently, a lot of that works in the wetlands. It's about 4,000 square feet of wetlands disturbance road and the shoulders, protecting the road and allow for the colony. So we provided 4,200 square feet of application on the south side of the property. The actual work area, most of the work is out of, other than the road and the driveway, is outside of the wetlands area and the buffer zone. This is the buffer zone in yellow, like so. Comes right around here and joins up down here. This is a detention basin, two detention basins, and that's to take the runoff, stormwater runoff from the property as it's developed and treat the water before letting it go downhill into the wetland area. This is the water health regulation calls for this. It exceeds DEP stormwater regs and Westport Planning Board's regs. So it's sufficient to handle the flow. The development occurs from here. There's a match line here, picks up here. He's got several sheds and a workshop, and the house is certainly back up in here. Septic system's over here, septic tank and all that. So that's completely out of the buffer zone. From the back, this is a area to be cleared and seeded. This is meadow, this crosshatch area. The wetlands septic system reserved to the wetlands is 323 feet. So it's not in the buffer zone at that point. What's disturbed is going to be lawn, and again, the meadow grasses, and the detention basins will be here, and then be seeded, and seeded, and treat all the runoff coming off this property. The swales alongside the road with riprap to allow the water to seep back into the wetland and water table and treat it. And that's pretty much it.
Excellent.
Mr. Chairman, members, Stephen Lane, the former Gay property, as Lenny mentioned, this is Horse Neck Road, map 47, lots 8 and 11. This is a notice of intent filing presented by Westport Environmental Design. Len Potter here is representing. Report date is August 9, 2023. The file number for this project is SE 802700. The site visit was also on August 9, 2023. I met with Lenny and the landowner on the property. The owner has filed to install a permanent gravel driveway access into the site. The laneway was used by the previous owner to remove wood from the property. A violation occurred at that time with fill placed within the BVW to improve this access. This application is to meet the requirements of the previously issued enforcement order. The access will be at 12 feet wide through the wooded wetland. The wetland line has been reestablished that was approved for the property for the proposed solar array that was proposed at the time the enforcement action was taken. There was a small extension of that delineation that will be shown on the revised plan. Lenny mentioned there's a little finger that runs up along the road that he kind of had missed. The replication is proposed to provide 4,200 square feet of replicated wetland for the access crossing. There's approximately 4,000 square feet, give or take, of alteration. So they are 1-to-1 with their ratio. Replication will be planted with high bush blueberry, arrowwood, and red maples. The replication will also utilize soils from the access and relocate them to this location. The native wetland grass seed mix will be distributed throughout the rest of the remaining disturbed area. The utilities are proposed as underground, but Lenny, at that meeting, he mentioned the owner might be going with utility poles. So I'd like the commission to know that that's a possible option.
I don't want to cut it short because he hasn't made up his mind.
That's right. Okay, so I'm willing to go with the underground with the option if he has, but I just wanted to mention that because he was finding costs to be a little more than he was expecting. So in this case, we'll still concede with it being utilities installed alongside of the access. That's just a quick install with the electrical lines snaked through at a later date. So this is basically a trench dug, utilities put in, and they keep going and backfill. So it's not a hole that would remain exposed for long periods of time. The additional work is to extend access into the uplands and construct a single-family home outside of the buffer zone. The overall design does require stormwater standards under the Board of Health to be provided. This will be designed by constructing a series of settling basins and bioretention above a detention basin. The detention basin will be 50 feet away from the wetlands at its closest point. The erosion controls will be installed around the entire work location and shall be maintained until all disturbed areas are stabilized. Recommendations: the Westport Conservation Commission should lift the enforcement order issued to the previous owner. The motion should approve the drive access with the associated 4,200 square feet of replication and stormwater design, with conditions that monitoring reports provided for 2 growing seasons for the replication, the planting of the area to have a wetland scientist oversight, and soils to be utilized from the existing wetland crossing as much as possible. Only like to note that if the soils are not adequate, that we just have a discussion before soils are brought into the site, okay? That's all, Mr. Chairman. So if there's not an adequate amount of soils from the relocation of this access, we will find a source of material that is adequate for placement.
Do you have any questions on? Do you have any questions, sir? No. How big is the property? How large is the property?
40.
40?
37, 40?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah.
That is private.
It's huge, it's long.
Excuse me, I do have one question. Lenny, on the laneway coming in.
Can you just step up to the microphone, state your name?
Yeah, sorry.
State your name, please.
Yeah, my name's Grant Moore. Lenny, question. The proposed home, is that gonna be on the north side of the existing path? That's what I thought. Okay.
This path is actually like this.
It's down here. Yeah, okay. I couldn't see your home there.
No, no.
Well, that basically.
You say we should lift the enforcement order. Is that the same as issuing an order of conditions?
There is an enforcement order that kind of encumbered the property, so I'd like that to be lifted first, and then we would make the motion for the order of conditions. Thank you.
Any other questions? If no questions, a motion, please.
Okay, so I'll move to lift the enforcement order to the previous owner. And I'd further move to approve the drive access with 4,200 square feet of replication and stormwater design with the conditions set out in Chris's report.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Jason. Motion from Phil, second from Jason. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous. Any other night?
Thank you. And turn the furnace off, will you?
I mean, at least you get the window open.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't get that hot in August anyway, so you don't need it.
No, this year, my goodness.
See ya.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, Grant, take care. We'll see you again.
Probably.
With a bag of lobsters, right?
Come see me.
All right.
See you later, Grant.
We have,
That's a huge win. That's a single family house instead of the massive solar.
No, wow, yes.
On
it is.
40 acres?
Yeah.
all right, we have a request from Leon, a request from Chris to roll over their sick leave balance. I don't think there's a motion on it, but.
Thanks, son.
Thank you, Rich.
That's good. Okay, we need a motion on that?
No, just sign it.
All right, we have Chris Capone, what is this for? Mileage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mileage, okay, so this is from July 1 to 8/3, and, I'm sorry, July 1 to 8/9, pardon me. Total is $267.25, so I need a motion to pay.
Motion. Second.
Okay, that was Kevin and Jake. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous, I know. Next, we have East Bay Media, which is advertising for hearings, $184.50. Need a motion to pay.
Motion to pay.
Second.
Jake and Bert. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous, I know. Great minutes, let's see. Let's go back to the oldest minutes here, let's see who was here for this. Jason, Phil, Jake, and Gordon. Oh, so yeah, you guys can vote. So we have minutes from 6:20, which is June 20th, and present at the meeting, who are present at this meeting as well, are Jason, Phil, Jake McGuigan, and Burton. So I need a motion to accept the minutes or make any modifications.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Do you have a second?
Second it.
Okay, that's Jake and Burton. All those in favor? Opposed?
Probably shouldn't.
No, you You can give that.
Okay, we have minutes from 7:18. We had Phil, Burton, myself, Jake, and Jason, and, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's it. So Jake, Jason, myself, Phil, and Burton, so we can make a motion for those. So you have a motion to accept the 7:18 minutes?
Motion to accept. Second.
Yeah, it was Jason and Jake. All those in favor? Opposed? All right. So sticky in here for all the humidity.
If it's any consolation, we are getting a new system. I just don't know when it's being installed.
December.
Exactly.
That's when the prices are cheaper.
I think we just have a high-maintenance diva of a chair. It's New England in August. And
It's his
Athens.
hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a house tonight, I'll disconnect all your mini splits. See what you can do. Okay, so we have August 1st minutes. Present were myself, Jake, Jason, Phil, Kevin. So we have more than we can vote on this. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Kevin, second from Jason. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Look at that.
Okay, we have field engineering. You want to go over this, Chris? This is a quote for the
Correct.
golf course, whatever it is.
Correct. Mr. Chairman, members, I did include this in your submittal of my agent's reports, but we did get one response for a review of the drainage report provided by Blue Cat for the proposed 55 and older community there on Westport Lakes Road. Field Engineering Company out of Mattapoisett. They have done peer review work for the planning board, so they're fully familiar with what is required for the town. Their request for this services is $4,000. That includes one meeting, perform initial peer review of the submitted site plan, stormwater calcs, and supporting documents, prepare a report for our findings, site visit proposed project to review the existing conditions. So I'm hoping to get the commission's consideration. We can pay this out of the wetlands fund, and if we could get a vote tonight for that, we could notify CEC Engineering that someone has been chosen, and we can move forward with their review.
And they're going to reimburse for the service, correct?
We can request CEC provide the money for it, yes.
I believe they authorized that last time they were here. They said they were willing to pay.
I will notify them of the, I would only ask that there is a signature on that, or
No.
they did use my name, but.
Is this all we need from them, or was it more as a project you need to review?
This is basically, in a nutshell, the ANRAD approved the line, so there are a few sketchy areas on the line which I can handle, but this is to review the full drainage calcs that were submitted with some questions of mine because of the water table, the constraints, not calculating for the detention basin, having water in it during the winter, and how it loses some of its volume. So just make sure there is adequate protection for all the interests. It is a large project, and speaking for the record, it seems the planning board isn't fully in favor of it, and I keep wondering why they haven't gone to the planning board yet for their final, well, for their initial review. So this will help the planning board initiate their review quicker, because we'll do have supporting drainage report,
Okay.
if they would like a copy.
Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? If not, a motion to approve the contract and $4,000 to Field Engineering Company out of consultant engineers out of Mattapoisett, and request for reimbursement from CEC or from the applicant.
So I move to approve a contract in accordance with the terms set forth in the proposal.
I'll second it.
And Phil and Jason, all those in favor? Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, that's everything I have. Chris, what about you?
I did submit a letter out to an individual in the Sandpiper neighborhood for a report from the state with a dock and boat on the marsh. I have spoken to Mr. Janelle, who is the owner of 1 Sandpiper Road or Drive. He is willing to review with an engineer and discuss what he can come up with. He expressed that his grandkids were in town, and that's why he kind of put the boat up on the marsh to make it easy. And it's kind of a very tight, constrained area to where he is trying to put a dock. So I advised him that he needs to file in accordance with 91 regulations if he'd like to continue. Secondly, I had a meeting with Mass DCR. They're proposing a parking lot resurfacing project under their maintenance and operations plan. A little bit part of this is the fact that the one large section of one of the parking lot is going to become turned into lease turn habitat because they find that the southerly or the southeasterly most parking lot is not used, and they are determined that it's best to get the lease turns off the beach and provide them with an area. And this is a proposal based on the fact that this is the largest parking lot facility that the state owns in the state of Mass, and that they felt that it was very excessive to try to pave it at the cost that it is today. So this was something that benefits all, because some people have been attacked by the lease turns utilizing the access path on the beach this year, where they're very defense. Our administrator got attacked, I think his wife got attacked, and a bunch of other people got attacked. No, the turns are a little bigger, but they dive bomb you. I think these, actually, they thought they were, that close, so. But yes, so they're trying to bring back the beach to allow it to have recreational use, and also at the same time providing enhanced habitat away from the beachgoers. So I think this is a positive step. The state really, if anyone has seen the facility in the past 15 years, can see the dramatic improvements that they have made to reestablish things that were lost in the 70s, 60s when they built this place. And that was, basically, if anybody remembers, they had a swimming pool there at the beach. So a lot of things have changed, and this is really a great step forward. The last part of this project is that they resurfaced the access road. They came to find out that the access road width is not of minimum requirements. So they are also going to be adding 2 feet of pavement to that access road to bring it to the minimum width of 18 feet. That is being pushed by the emergency people from the fire department in town, as well as it being the main egress for people on the beach, East Beach, and it's a secondary egress for West Beach Road. So they felt that it would be the best thing to have that installed. When they repaved it, the state went cheap and didn't pave it to its previous width. So this width was there, they just did not put it back to what it was. They're having difficulty getting to a response because the people walking on the road, it's not wide enough to get the quad or the small UTV through. They had someone go in the water, they had an emergency, they couldn't get to, fortunately they were able to rescue the individuals, but they felt that these difficulties is causing a major concern at some point. So that is the last part of the project. They will be coming before us. I asked that they give us a written letter, and they mentioned that they would be willing to come before us just to express what fully would be done.
Is that the full length of the access road?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the more concerning areas is not in the openness of the beach face.
It's the dune.
It's more in the dune constraints. And the dune has been creeping, so they're trying to, keep that dune back and also maintain the access.
And that lot you're talking about, is that closer to East Beach or closer, that's the furthest
Yes.
one down?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Correct. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, does anybody else have anything they want to discuss? If not, a motion to adjourn?
Oh, one last thing.
Okay.
I was gonna consider postponing the next meeting. we only have one extension request on it. I thought it was not necessarily warranting a meeting, because our deadline was today. I didn't receive CEC for Blue Cat, supposed to be on it, but obviously we just got the review, and I believe Dwight Sylvia, but he's also supposed to still get to the ZBA with his decision. So I would ask that the board consider postponing the August 29th meeting.
I'm okay with that. Do you have a motion? To postpone?
Motion moves to
Cancel the August 29th meeting?
Yeah, cancel, I wouldn't say postpone, cancel.
Motion from Jason, excuse me.
Second.
Second from Jake. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous.
That's good, Mr. Chairman.
I wasn't
Now
gonna be
we
there
all
anyway.
have an excuse to go away.
Yeah, I was gonna go in.
That's
You're
not
already
like-
not gonna be here?
Correct.
See that? Now
You're
I gave you the
perfect.
reason not to be.
It's like college movement week anyway, so if you get all the kids, that's a tough.
Yeah, that's not Labor Day week, that's the week before.
Week before.
Yes, yes, but some kids do go back to school early,
30th, I think.
some people.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
All right,
Mr. Chairman, I'd
We're all
motion
set,
for
right?
I'd motion for an adjournment.
we already did that, didn't we?
No.
Oh, we
Motion
should
adjourned.
motion
I'll
to
make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Jason, Kevin, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's unanimous, so. All set, Valerie, thank you.